Two of the FBI whistleblowers from today's hearing in Congress, Steve Friend and Garrett O'Boyle, join us now, along with Congressman Jim Jordan. So, Garrett, so we have evidence that they were handing out cash bonuses for the amount of investigations they opened?
To some degree, yes. It's a little more complicated than that, but there is a system in the FBI where the executive management does get a cash bonus if they get gold check marks in certain criterias.
So you're not actually looking for crime. In a way, you're creating crime.
In a way, yes.
And do you believe that by designating white supremacy as the top terrorist domestic threat in the country, it kind of allowed the Bureau to, I don't know, open up investigations on pretty much everything and everybody?
It certainly helped.
And how do you feel, and how does your family feel after you guys have gone through all of this?
We're just trying to do the right thing for this nation, and if that means even becoming homeless at the hands of the FBI, then we're willing to do that. We're willing to sacrifice that.
Do you think the FBI can be salvaged, saved? What?
I pray that it can be, but I don't know if it truly can be. It's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of brave men and women inside the FBI and outside the FBI to ensure that it gets back on course and working for the American people in the way it's supposed to.
Steve, you've been on primetime before. Are there enough agents in the Bureau that have a good heart and have some stones and are going to be able to stand up to this craziness?
I think that there are a lot of really good people that are just waiting to see what happened, what was brought to the forefront today during this hearing. And I think that Garrett and myself and Marcus Allen, we brought the information. Certainly the Republicans on the committee were very receptive to that information. And we sort of laid the groundwork for people to feel that they can be protected as whistleblowers. Those were the protections that we didn't receive, but now that the Republicans in the House are on alert for that, then they could maybe feel that they have those protections and they can bring that information forward to this select committee, and we can get to the business of correcting the Bureau.
Do you think, and I know you're not a political guy, do you think you were treated with respect by members of the committee who are Democrats today?
I mean, I don't think that you could argue that I was. I mean, there was allegations that I was a grifter when, in fact, I received a charitable donation when I was in a state of unpaid indefinite suspension. My wife had lost her job, and it was Christmas time. So I don't think that accepting charity is something I was proud to do. Certainly when I took my marriage vows and I promised that I would take care of my wife and our children from that day forward, that was not something that made me excited and proud to accept. But in tough times, you have to count on the generosity of others. And I think that any sort of allegation that I gave up a very lucrative career in order to accept a donation several months later from an individual who I've never met in my entire life is, quite frankly, laughable.
Congressman, the FBI is playing hardball, and now they're firing whistleblowers, essentially making them homeless. The Democrats are assassinating their character. The media is not even covering this. Do you think the FBI is going to get away with this? Are you ever even going to have another whistleblower from the Bureau?
I think so, because of these brave guys. I mean, Jesse, we now know that government agencies have been turned on the American people because of folks like Mr. O'Boyle, Mr. Friend, and others just like them. We know that parents attending school board meetings have been targeted. We know that pro-lifers praying at clinics have been targeted. We know that Catholics simply going to church, going to mass have been targeted because of brave people like this. I do think more will come forward, and that will help us as we get to the appropriations process, which is where we really have the leverage, where we can say, look, you're going to do things like this. You're going to attack good men who've served our country like these guys. Then we have to look at the appropriations process and say certain money can't be spent certain ways. You may not be getting as much money. That's the only real leverage we have in the end as a legislative body, because we can't indict anyone. We can't prosecute anyone.
Yeah, and you need the Senate and the White House to get that done. Steve, Garrett, you guys are incredibly brave. You're patriots, and I just want to thank you for all of the service that you've provided to this great nation over these many, 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 many years. And my best goes to you and your family during this tough time.
Thank you, Jesse.
Thanks.